When we think about tanks, we often think about large imposing vehicles. However, this is not always the case. Sometimes, tanks are made to be smaller for specific reasons. For example, if you want them to double as a car, or your country is running out of money, or you want to drop them out of an airplane. This last reason is exactly why the M22 was created. The M22 Locust weighed a mere 7.4 tons, which is a far cry from the weight of some tanks created in the same era, like the Cromwell 5 weighing 20.7 tons, or the M4A1 Sherman coming in at 30.6 tons. However, its tiny weight is not too far off from the British Tetrarch, which only weighed 7.6 tons. These tanks are meant to be lightweight in order to make them easier to load on and off of aircraft, but as the British Airborne Forces learned, that is not the only challenge that comes with transporting a tank by plane. In 1941, Britain wanted to use the Mark 7 Tetrarch to support the paratroopers, but due to several technical issues, the Tetrarch had difficulties being deployed by gliders. In an attempt to solve this problem, Britain would approach the United States to design and produce a light tank purely built to be used for airborne operations. The first prototypes would be made in late 1941, and would be designated the Light Tank T9. The prototype would have good suspension, 2 machine guns on the bow, a stabilizer, and a power traverse in the turret, which would all be removed so it would fit in the Douglas C-52 Skymaster. In addition to the gliders it was meant to be deployed with. After that, the tank was renamed the T9E1 and started production in 1943 and finished in 1945 after 830 units were made. It was at some point in 1943 the tank would be specified to be the light tank M22. However, the production of the M22 did not go on seamlessly. During testing, the durability and reliability of the tank were brought into question, making it both unsuitable for airborne operation and obsolete in the American eyes. But the British looked past these flaws and adopted the tank and named it the Locust. Even though it was adopted by the British, it would only see service once during World War II, during the British crossing of the Rhine under Operation Plunder. 8 Locusts would take part in the battle, and all would reach the operation zone without incident, but during their landing several problems would occur. 1 glider would break away from the plane towing it and disintegrate midair, and 3 more would crash land after being shredded by German AA. In the end, only 4 of the 8 M22s would make it to the rendezvous point, and only 2 were undamaged. However, the tanks were not damaged further in the firefight. However, they were eventually withdrawn, never to see combat in World War II again. So even though this tank might be iconic both in history and in War Thunder, I highly doubt the British got all the use they expected out of it. At the end of the day, it seems like the M22 was really the little tank that couldn't.